Okay, guys, here we are. We're back. Another week here. Uh, give you my analysis on the Colorado State versus the Alabama game. Uh, as with the last video, it's not going to be as long. I'm not going to split it into four. It's going to be one long shot, but not that long. Because, like I said, at some points with some of the teams, it's not as much going on. So I just comment on what I do see and what I find most important. Now, with that said, first of all, before I get into that, I want to talk about Matt Womack. I think in my last video, I kind of gave the impression that Matt Womack wasn't doing as well or not doing good at all, and that maybe he was going to be moved inside and Jedrick Wills was going to be the starting tackle. Um, that's not quite what happened or what's really going on. He actually graded out from the Fresno State game at 90%. Like that's really good for offensive linemen to grade out at 90%. He did really well, and one of the reasons why I thought maybe that Cotton was being kind of pushed out because he wasn't playing well was because he actually went out of the game, but that was mainly because he was injured. And Jedrick Wills came in, and they got some second string linemen some reps. So he was stepping in for the meantime, and Cotton, of course, came back during the week on Monday or Tuesday and got his starting job, and they actually both played pretty well against Colorado State, both Lester Cotton and Matt Womack. I mean, Matt Womack still at times, I think one reason why he does, of course, grade out at 100%, which is really hard for inline, is because he is susceptible to the speed rush sometimes, but he really handles his job pretty well for the majority of time. So just wanted to get that out there. I didn't want to be unfair to Matt Womack or to Lester Cotton. They did their job, but they actually both improved. I'm liking what I'm seeing from them. Jedrick Wells is still pushing. He's definitely the next tackle to come in if either one of those guys go down. If Cotton goes down, I don't know if we'll push in the backup guard or whether we'll move Womack or leave Wills out there. It's hard to say, but right now, Cotton and Wills are starting right guard and right tackle. And Nick Saban even highlighted that Womack is playing with improved. He's playing much more improved than he was at the beginning. He's playing with power, showing that power that they expect out of him out of the 6'7" frame. With that being said, also, Rashaan Evans and Anthony Jennings and Dylan Moses all returned to practice as of today, Monday the 18th. They were at practice. Don't know how they are doing full health-wise, as they will be uh, kind of reacclimating themselves, getting back from injury. So we'll see how they play or how much they play with this upcoming game against Vanderbilt. And Vanderbilt is playing really well right now. I think they're still undefeated. They just beat a ranked opponent. They beat Kansas State, which is really good, 14-7. Vandy's defense, look at them go. I really like that. I love when Vandy has success. They're one of my favorite teams to watch. When they're successful, I just like the way they play. They're very tough, smart play. And one reason I brought up Dylan Moses because he did play in the Colorado State game. He was dealing with a little injury, but he should be back. With that being said, here we are finally getting into Colorado State versus Alabama. Let me take some water first. All right, we're good. Now, on the first play, first down, Alabama's got the ball, did a QB read option. Jalen Hurts really read the defensive lineman well as he pulled the ball back out, took off, got a nice gain. 14 minutes, 38 seconds in the first quarter. We are under center here with a play action pass. It was a dump to Damian Harris to the right, and he got a first down. So, moving the ball here. 14 minutes, 15 seconds. We very multiple in the formations. We switched to shotgun. We had trips left. Three of the wide receivers. Said three of the wide receivers. Calvin Ridley is near the line of scrimmage, and it ended up being a run inside. So a lot of multiple formations, different play designs early. 13 minutes, 45 seconds. A design QB run for Jalen Hurts. Some really good blocks. You're going to hear me say that a lot. As a matter of fact, here on the next play, 13 minutes, 15 seconds. Look at the blocks on this play. That's the offensive lineman push the defensive lineman like 4 yards up the field. There's just room for days. It's just room. They were getting a good job getting a lot of push, especially that interior with Bozeman, Cotton, and Womack. Those guys can really move him. Go look at that play. 12 minutes, 55 seconds. Great pass protection as Jalen Hurts had time to survey the field. He just had time to look around. It was man coverage, though. So Jalen Hurts said, well, their backs are turned to me. My offensive line is protected so well that the holes are really big. So Jalen Hurts just takes off. I will note, though, that Matt Womack was a bit slow on the edge rusher here. but he was able to push him wide, which made a really easy lane for Jalen to run to. It was just so much room. He just had to. It was an easy lane. It was just too much for him not to take, and he ran in for a touchdown. Jalen Hurts' legs are dangerous. This is what it means to be a dual threat quarterback. When the running lanes are open and you have the speed and the running ability to do this, you take it. A lot of people nitpick and say we want him to throw the ball anyway. It's like not when your holes are open like that and you got easy first downs, easy touchdowns. That was a touchdown run. Crazy. 12 minutes, 20 seconds. Minka Fitzpatrick is in the star, so he has to play that nickelback position. Levi Wallace is at the field cornerback. Go with Levi. He had a bit of a rough game today, actually. It wasn't necessarily like a bad game, but it was definitely not as clean as I'm used to him playing. But we'll get to that when we get to there. Keith Holcomb's at will because he's the better pass defending linebacker out of Mac Wilson and himself. Deron Payne, in my words, he walked past the left guard. The left guard just didn't. He shed him like he wasn't even standing there. Deron Payne is a man. Go look at that play. 11 minutes, 53 seconds. The line of scrimmage is stuffed on a run, so that's good. That's good. Alabama stuffing the line of scrimmage here, stopping the run. 11 minutes, 11 seconds. We blitzed from the star position, the nickelback, but it was Tony Brown this time. But Colorado State, they used a quick pass, but it goes nowhere. So even though we sent the blitz and kind of left a little opening there, our guys tackled well and got to the ball. It wasn't able to get anywhere, and they had to punt. And it was actually a really good punt. I was like, man, 65-yarder from their punter. He did a rugby-style kick, and Diggs thought it was going to bounce out. It just kept rolling. So good job. 10 minutes, 24 seconds left in the first. The interior of the Alabama offensive line has some great push. So I tell you, those blocks, they just listen how many times I tell you they had good blocks. And Bo Scarborough just keeps his legs churning, and he gets like 8 yards. And I think he had like 3 people like all on him. He's just running for it and gets 8 yards. That's the type of runs I like to see, just firing off the ball, going at it. 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Bo Scarborough probably should have bounced this ball to the left as Colorado State flooded the middle of the line of scrimmage here. And if he had bounced left, it was a little bit more of an opening there. He probably could have got more yards. So that's an example where his vision could be improved. 9 minutes, 30 seconds. The hole, I put that in all caps. This play must have been monumental. Made by Bradley Bozeman and Lester Cotton was massive. Just go look at it. That's all I have to say about that play. Just they opened up a humongous hole in the middle of that defense. 9 minutes, 30 seconds. That shows you one of the differences in talent level, I guess. At least in the trenches. Because Colorado State, as you will see later on, has some really talented wide receivers. I was actually really impressed with these guys, but we'll get there. 9 minutes, 10 seconds. We did an RPO here. It's a quick slant to Calvin Ridley, who was able to turn up the field for a 78-yard touchdown. So these RPOs really put Alabama in advantage. Teams are like trying to flood the line of scrimmage. They're making Jalen. They're assuming Jalen can't throw or that he won't see what they're doing. And so when he fakes the run, they run up to the line of scrimmage. Easy throw over the head. But Jalen Hurts put this ball in Calvin Ridley in the right place for Calvin Ridley to get run after the catch yards. Ridley almost dropped it though. And it's funny because I think he got too excited. He kind of caught the ball running. And to be fair, I mentioned this in last week too. The way Jalen threw the slant, it was a good throw because Ridley was able to keep running. It would have been an even better throw, an exceptional throw if Ridley was able to keep running while catching the ball out in front like this, like stretching his arms out. Because Ridley had to kind of catch it like this, like coming toward his body, which still allowed him to run. So that was okay. But I think that's one of the reasons he bobbled it, which is no excuse because the ball hits you in your hands on your body. You got to catch that. But like he caught it, and then as he was trying to turn up the field, I guess he lost concentration. The ball kind of bobbled, but he caught it back really quickly. But he was so wide open because the safety had came up. The safety came up. Jalen read that on the RPO. The safety came up to the line of scrimmage as he was about to hike the ball, and as Jalen was faking, the safety was up. He saw it, pulled the ball back out, threw it to Ridley. He's just wide open. Cornerback could not keep up with him. He's too fast. You're not going to catch this guy from behind. Easy 78-yard touchdown. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Man, and also the run on that play. Even if Jalen had handed that ball off, the run was still there. The blocks were really good, and the lineman could have gotten to the second level, and Bo Scarborough probably would have had a nice run there. Or I don't even know if Bo was in. It probably was him. Whoever it was, they had blocking for days on that play. I believe it was Bo. So either one of those decisions would have been good. 8 minutes, 49 seconds. Colorado State tried a slant on Levi Wallace. It's a bad decision. You don't try to slant Levi Wallace. You can't beat the man. I love him. He was all over it, and he gets a hand in there to force an incompletion. That's really good, using his hands to knock the ball away. Also, Ronnie Harrison coming up, laying a boom on the receiver doesn't help. Doesn't help the receiver's case because if you're trying to catch a slant over the middle and the safety's smacking you and the cornerback's all over you, you're not going to catch that ball. 8 minutes, 41 seconds. Minka Fitzpatrick coming on the star blitz here, and Deshaun Hand, both of them get the stop at the line of scrimmage. Minka's coming around the edge, and Deshaun Hand beat his guy to get right on him. 8 minutes, 10 seconds. They try to test Levi Wallace again. I'm just saying, just stop it. Stop trying to test Levi Wallace. And actually, later on in the game, they continue to do so with some inconsistent results. Deron Payne on this play at the 8 minute, 10 second mark. He embarrasses the right guard. The same play they try Levi Wallace. He embarrasses the right guard. He gets right by him, and it was just embarrassing. Deron Payne shows you why he's a really talented guy, why they really like him in the middle of that defense. Colorado State tried a rub route here, kind of like a rub route. But Levi Wallace watched the wide receiver's eyes on this play, and he put his hands up, and that's how he disrupted the play. Great job by Levi Wallace. He wasn't able to completely turn around, but he didn't disrupt the receiver physically, and he was able to put his hands up and disrupt the pass. So good job, Levi. 7 minutes, 51 seconds. Another RPO here. But Alabama's got the ball back. And just a quick dump to Calvin Ridley. Just dump the ball out to him for the first down. Easy. 7 minutes, 34 seconds. 4 wide receivers for Alabama here. Shotgun, toss left. So in the shotgun formation, 4 wide, we toss the ball left to Damian Harris. And now here at the 7 minute, 2 second mark, this is the third time I'm noting in the game that I've seen trips, wide receiver trips to one side of the formation with Calvin Ridley in motion. We really like to set that up. And each time it's been a different play. This time it was a screen pass to Damian Harris that got a first down. Like I said, each time I thought it was a different play. One was a run, one was a pass, now one was a screen. So it's multiple in play calling from the same formation to confuse the defense. I really like what Brian Dable's doing. So if you're one of those people who hasn't really caught on to Brian Dable, or if you're not really feeling it, he's really setting the foundation here. They really learned a lot of formations, and I think it's going to pay dividends as the season progresses because it's going to be very hard for teams to key in on something specific that Alabama does if he continues to do things like this. 6 minutes, 30 seconds. Henry Ruggs, Devonta Smith, and Jerry Jeudy are all in, so we let all the freshman receivers get on the field. What's up, Tyrell Shapers? He's probably going to redshirt at this point. But they were all in. 6 minutes, 3 seconds. Look at Damian Harris's patience. Look at his patience on this play. Go look at it. As he presses the shotgun run, so he got a shotgun handoff here to the left. He's just working his blocks. He's letting them set up. He's letting them set up, and he sees the hole he wants, and he goes for it. It was almost perfect, too. He did the right thing, but the linebacker from CSU just tripped him up at about 7 yards into the play. If he hadn't tripped him up, that was a big play. Could have possibly been a touchdown. It was going to be a big play for sure. But yeah, I'm just highlighting Damian Harris's vision. That's what I really like about Damian, and his lower leg strength. Oh my God. We'll talk about that later. 5 minutes, 23 seconds. Jalen Hurts tries Calvin Ridley in a one-on-one situation down the left sideline. Or was it the right sideline on this play? I believe it was right. We'll see. But it was overthrown. It was overthrown because of bad protection. So Jalen, he was struggling. It may have been the left side. It was the left sideline, actually. But it was bad protection because Hink stayed in the block, the tight end. But he was beaten immediately. He got beat as soon as the play started. And then Matt Womack was also beat pretty fast on this play. And so Jalen had to hurry up and just throw that ball up. And it was still a well-thrown ball, actually, but it just being overthrown because he didn't have time to set his feet. He literally was kind of leaning back and just kind of getting the ball out there. Out ahead, too. He made sure not to underthrow it to where it could be a pick. So smart decision, but if he had protection, that was a guaranteed touchdown. Really has got beat. But yeah, that's what happens. So we had to settle for a field goal. Papanastas makes a 46-yarder field goal. So that's good news. Papanastas can make his field goals. Uh, 5 minutes, 13 seconds. Christopher Allen, who's number 4, playing one of our outside linebacker spots. He played a lot of Sam in this game. Played a lot of Sam linebacker. And he played the QB run option from Colorado State pretty well in this play. He was patient. Unlike last week where I said he crashed down on the QB too fast, he was patient. He waited on the running back to see if the running back got the ball, and when he didn't see, then he went after the QB. Good job. Unfortunately, on this play, there's pass interference on Anthony Avery, who was actually right on top of the receiver in perfect coverage. He didn't have to do anything. This is why I said these Colorado State receivers are talented. But he felt like he had to kind of grab the receiver in the middle of his shoulder pads, kind of right here to kind of get some tug down there to make sure the receiver can't really get that high and get to the ball. But the receivers were just tall. Colorado State has 2 really tall receivers. Number 4, who I think is Michael Gallup, and then the other guy who's 6'5", Jackson, who's number 8, I believe. Really tall, talented guys. I'm like, man, these look out for them down the road. They look like they have potential to be in the NFL. But yeah, I guess he felt like, because Avery is almost like 6 feet tall. He's on a guy who's, I don't even know how tall. I don't know if this was Jackson or Gallup, but if it was Jackson, it's like a guy who's 5 inches taller than him. So I guess he felt like he had to get some type of tug on him to prevent him from getting more elevation. But you can't stop a guy from being that tall. You had great coverage. It was just a bad decision to do that. He was literally in his hip pocket. The receiver didn't have any separation on him. And you can't outrun Anthony Avery. He's fast. All you have to do is just kind of push him out. When a receiver caught the ball, just kind of start tackling him and make sure he lands out of bounds. So just a bad decision by Avery there. But yeah, on to the next play. The coverage was just that good that he could have just solved it, but he didn't. 5 minutes, 8 seconds. Deron Payne controlling the center on this play. But look at this play. Controlled the center from start to finish. The center didn't have any leverage, didn't have any control, couldn't do anything to influence Deron Payne in this play because Deron Payne had him hemmed up. Really, really nice play. Unfortunately, Raekwon Davis, he kind of fell in his gap. That's the place he's supposed to be controlling that gap and make sure the run can go anywhere. And honestly, probably because of the block, the lineman probably tripped him up a little bit. I didn't really see what happened there. But that's exactly what the running back went through when Raekwon Davis fell down. So that was unfortunate. And the running back got a few yards because of it. Now, 4 minutes, 52 seconds is a boundary blitz. So we sent Anthony Avery on the blitz and he to get the run. And he got it. He got the run in the backfield before he even go off anywhere. 4 minutes, 17 seconds. We sent a star and will linebacker blitz that forced a quick throw. And the quarterback, Nick Stevens, the CSU quarterback, Nick Stevens and their wide receivers, they're actually just a talented group. Even though he had thrown 6 interceptions before this game, before this particular game, he still, and they played 3 games, so it's averaging like 2 a game. So it sounds bad, but from what I've seen, he just seems to be a quarterback who trusts his receivers and likes to give them a chance. And sometimes he'll throw the ball kind of weirdly, but other times he's throwing really good balls. So he did a good job of getting rid of passes today. And this is one of those times where he got rid of the ball and got his guy in the slant, but Minkah Fitzpatrick made the tackle to stop him 2 yards short of the first down. So good job. 3 minutes, 25 seconds. They went for it on 4th down, but the pass was too high for the receiver going toward the right sideline. But the receiver was kind of open, though, which is really weird. It was kind of nobody out there. I think they did like a little play fake type thing. But he just kind of sailed the ball high. So like I said, at times he throws really good passes, and other times I'm like, ugh, what were you thinking? But anyway, where was that? 3 minutes, 19 seconds. Calvin really motions from the right side of the line of scrimmage to the left side to make it trips. So he made trips on the left side. Like I said, they did it again. Naturally evolves into a screenplay for Calvin really here. Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, could have thrown this ball up the field more, as Calvin really kind of had to stop and jump forward a little bit. And I think he could have got a few more yards than what he got because of that. Where is that next? 2 minutes, 47 seconds left in the first quarter. Looks like an RPO. Wasn't quite sure because Jalen didn't really fake it too much to Bo Scarborough, but it looked like the linemen were blocking for an RPO. But I guess it didn't matter because he just hit Cam Sims on a quick hitch. Nice play. 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Good penetration by CSU. We actually, and this is on our 2 tight end formation, so I'm surprised. On the 2 tight end run, but Bo Scarborough falls forward to get the first down anyway. I mean, that's what we want to see from Bo. 1 minute 50 seconds. Bo Scarborough tries to bounce left. It was a good decision, but Bradley Bozeman actually messed up the play here. He couldn't secure his block on a defensive tackle who kind of trailed the play. He kind of made his way down the line of scrimmage until he ran into Bo Scarborough, who was just about to turn up the field on the left side. And that would have been some big yardage, but unfortunately, because I'm pretty sure Bo Scarborough would have ran through that DB if that DB even wanted to try to tackle him in the first place. Because that DB was trying to get around the block of the receiver, and Bo running at you full speed ahead, I'm pretty sure he would have ran through him. So unfortunately, Bozeman couldn't secure the block on a defensive tackle. Otherwise, that could have been a big play. 1 minute 17 seconds. We got 4 wide receivers set. So like I said, multiple in formation. 3 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, 4 wide receivers, under center, not under center, shotgun, pistol. I saw it all this game. Good protection here. So we didn't need tight end or anything like that. Just protection. But it was nowhere to go with the ball. Jalen didn't have anywhere to go, so he threw it away. 1 minute 8 seconds. CSU played their DBs literally 10 yards off our outside receivers. Robert Foster and Calvin Ridley. They both had DBs playing 10 yards off of them. That shows you how much people respect their speed and talent in the open space. They were not trying to give up the big play. Protection was great on this play, but there's nothing open. I mean, that's obvious as the DBs are playing 10 yards off. Unless we had ran shorter routes, but we didn't run shorter routes. We were going for something down the field. So Jalen Hurts started scrambling to the right while he's still looking. And I can say that because I saw his head up. He was scrambling to the right, and I saw him looking down the field as he was moving to the right. So great job. That within itself is a sign of development. It was still nothing, though. Still couldn't get anything going. So he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. He just kind of dives to the line of scrimmage when he sees the CSU defenders closing in on him. I wish I could have saw like the whole field on that play, but you're limited in the coverage that you get on TV. Well, what's the next play? What's the next play? Oh, and then we give J.K. Scott a chance to make a 52-yard field goal here. And so getting him a chance to hit a long field goal, that's what we got him in there for. But he misses just right by a couple of feet. So we're just getting him opportunities to kick. So that's good. More and more opportunities. And just going back to that previous play where Jalen was scrambled, if Jalen really wanted to scramble on this play, because a lot of you may have said, well, he just wanted to run anyway. That's why he ended up going to the right. But if he just really wanted to just scramble, he should have taken off to the hole on the left side. The protection on the left side of the offensive line made a massive hole. Massive hole that he could have just took off and scrambled in. At Colorado State's defenders probably would have ran up and caught him anyway, but that's the point, though. I'm saying if he just wanted to scramble, that's the direction he would have ran in instead of running to the right. And the reason why I believe he ran to the right is because he had 3 receivers on his side. So if he was going to throw the ball, it probably would have been to some of these guys instead of to the one receiver on the other side. So, smart decision. 12 seconds left in the first. Bo Scarborough. No, not Bo Scarborough. Who is this? No, yeah, I'm thinking about number 9. Deshaun Hand dominates the CSU left tackle just into the backfield. He just gets into the backfield, pushes him in the backfield to team up with Mac Wilson for a tackle for loss. And that ends that first quarter. We're going to the second now. Unfortunately, my footage for the drive right after Alabama misses the field goal for Colorado State, I didn't get it because where I was watching to rewatch the game, for some reason it cut to something else, so I really couldn't see how Colorado State did their drive that ended up getting their first field goal. So at this point, it's 17-3, and now I'm picking up right after that when Alabama gets the ball. So 10 minutes, 34 seconds into the second quarter. Alabama spreading them out here. Spread out. Got Najee Harris in the backfield. And we do a QB draw for 6 yards. Big holes open. Like I said, these blocks today, these blocks are just amazing. Big holes opened up. 10 minutes, 5 seconds left in the second. We did trips left, but once again, that's at least the 5th time. And it was a run for Najee Harris. 9 minutes, 31 seconds. We did a pistol formation this time with a run for Najee Harris. He got hit in the backfield, unfortunately. The blocking wasn't that great that time. That was the first time I really saw a lot of defensive push from Colorado State. We were dominating them up until this point. That's the first time I really seen it from them in this game. 8 minutes, 35 seconds. Watch Alabama's front 7 control the line of scrimmage. Nowhere for the Colorado State running back to go. Because they're back on the ball now because we didn't get much going on the previous drive. Their defense came alive now. 8 minutes, 5 seconds. Alabama sent the boundary blitz, but Anthony Averett's man, because Anthony Averett's on the boundary corner, he wasn't picked up, and I believe it was Ronnie Harrison's fault because he was the one that was rotating over kind of late as Nick Stevens kind of drilled the ball into the wide receiver over there. So unfortunately, that the blitz didn't work, and Stevens was able to see. What's next? 7 minutes, 32 seconds. Christopher Allen, he's getting more snaps. I'm noticing that. Seeing him on the field more. He's getting a lot of snaps. Trying to get him acclimated to the game and get him some experience. So that's good. And let's see. 6 minutes, 50 seconds. The line of scrimmage was controlled again by the front seven. So even though this is part of the game where Colorado State started to move the ball a little bit, the front seven still showed us that they can actually do things well sometimes. 6 minutes, 6 seconds. Minka Fitzpatrick on a blitz from the money spot that saw Tony Brown at star. So we must have four extra defensive backs on the field. Minka Fitzpatrick was the fourth corner. Uh, but Tony Brown was playing so far off of the wide receiver that he just gave up the slant. And it was really funny. This is something that I had problems with last year too. Every time Tony Brown played that far off the receiver from the star position, and I don't know if that's just the way the defense is set up or not, but the offense needs to call a slant, and they hit it. And I hate it each time. I'm like, why do we keep giving that up? Let Tony press him at the line of scrimmage or something. It just keeps happening. It happened like 2 or 3 more times in this game alone. But that's just another soapbox for me. 5 minutes, 47 seconds. Watch Isaiah Buggs dominate the left guard to rush the passer. Isaiah Buggs, just just go watch him. He's a talented guy. The QB still throws a good pass to the tight end, who was actually really covered up by Minka Fitzpatrick. Minka Fitzpatrick had that play covered up. And the ball actually wasn't that great when I saw it later on. It's just that the tight end used his body to shield Minka Fitzpatrick away from it, and he stuck his hands out and plucked the ball for the first down. He held on to it, even though Minka Fitzpatrick was right on top of him and putting his hands all around his arms as he was trying to reel the ball in. And man, good play by that tight end. I mean, if we had stopped him there, that they wouldn't have been able to get a score on this drive. Just kind of telling my hand here. Let's see. 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Allen looked out of place. Christopher Allen, I mean. He looked out of place trying to cover the fullback / tight end. He was trailing pretty bad on the play as the guy had got out there to the flats. Ended up being a 9-yard gain. So got to work on that, Christopher Allen. 4 minutes, 51 seconds. They did toss to Christopher Allen's side. Let's see. Oh, yeah. They did a toss to his side. I think, what did he do at the line of scrimmage here? I wrote something. I'm like, what in the world? But whatever he did, Allen was, they tossed it to his side. And Allen actually was on his knees. I think he like slipped up trying to fight the block. And he was on his knees, but he actually was able to get the tackle anyway. That was impressive. Shows you how strong he is. He was on his knees. Running back was running at him. He caught him on his knees and tackled him. Good play. Let's see. Nice. Oh, yeah, but then they got a QB sneak for the first down here, even though we stopped them on 31, so it was 4th and 1, so they QB sneak. Or was that third down? Either way, they were able to convert a short game here, so they were able to keep their drive going. Now, 2 minutes, 24-second mark. Colorado State lined up in I formation. They do a fade route to the left back pylon over Anthony Avery. The wide receiver here is the 6'5" guy, Jackson. Anthony Avery is in good position. He's actually in good position, but Jackson was just too tall. Like I said, these guys were tall, talented receivers who have strong hands. They can really catch it. He was able to jump up and just wrap his arms out in front of Anthony Avery, even though Anthony Avery had the inside leverage on the play, and the ball wasn't thrown as far to the outside as it needed to be. So the wide receiver just made a really good play. He made a really good play. He was kind of wrapped his arms out in front while leaning forward so that he can really get to the ball before Anthony can really play it well. And he just has great body control, even though Anthony Avery had better position. Anthony Avery, though, could have turned his head around, which he didn't. So that's something that was really interesting. I guess they felt like they didn't have to against these guys. They need to be more consistent. So, whatever. But, actually, let's see, on this play... Oh, yeah, that was that touchdown there. So, now, 2 minutes, 13 seconds, Alabama's back on the ball. We got 4 wide again. We like going 4 wide at times. We motion Bo Scarborough out a little bit for a swing route, which has time to develop because of the pass protection. Jalen Harris kind of let it sit for a second or two. And then Jalen Hurts puts it out in front of Bo Scarborough, allowing his momentum to carry forward while he's catching the balls to get the first down, and he runs over a few people. 1 minute 56 seconds. Jalen Hurts showing the moves on his scramble. I mean, this guy can make people miss like he's a running back. I really love to watch Jalen, do his what do you call it, run after. Well, it's not run after catch here, but like just running with the ball, how he makes people miss. I forgot the technical term for a second, but it doesn't matter. 1 minute 47 seconds. Three wide receivers, one tight end flex right. The blitz was picked up here for Alabama, and Jalen Hurts starts moving right. And honestly, I think he did a little bit too fast here. I don't think he had to. He didn't have to. And this may be the reason why he missed his pass. So Calvin really runs upfield as he sees Jalen's moving to his right. Jalen throws the ball on the run toward him, but the ball was just a step or two too far. The ball where it landed didn't seem like it was too far for Ridley, but because he had to exert so much energy trying to run to get it, he wasn't able to get himself in position to actually reach out for the ball because the ball was just, like I said, a step or two too far. And I think if Jalen had stayed in the pocket there, he could have hit Ridley on the initial hitch route. And if Ridley had decided to run up the field anyway, I think he would have had better positioning to set his feet and really put that ball where Ridley needed because Ridley was open. The defensive backs couldn't cover Calvin Ridley. So. But yeah, that's just an example of maybe a time where he should have stayed in the pocket there instead of moving. 1 minute 40 seconds. Colorado State filled their gaps and they held the run well. And they actually held a 1 yard run. 1 minute 11 seconds. Free blitz. So the blitzer came free from Colorado State from the left side of the defense. But Robert Foster was open on a curl route as he was finishing his turnarounds. So on a curl, you turn around, look for the ball. Jalen Hurts was already throwing him the ball, allowing him to catch and turn with momentum to get 48 rack yards run after the catch for a touchdown. He had like a 58-yard touchdown here. And he's fast. You just saw how he just like running past these guys. Calvin Ridley and Robert Foster, man, these guys can burn. But yeah. Yeah, so from 1 minute left to halftime, so at this point, I just sped it up. Deron Payne made both plays on stopping and run. He did a good job with just manhandling his guys getting to the backfield. But at that second play, he was kind of working his shoulder big, so it looked like he dinged up his shoulder, but it wasn't too serious as he continued to play. Now, on to the third quarter. Man, already at 32 minutes. Screen pass to start it out on first down. Colorado State really likes using screen passes on first down. I noticed this in just one game. They really like using screen passes on first down. CSU at the 14 minutes 31 second mark after that screen pass, after they got that first down, Isaiah Buggs makes it look easy, shedding the right guard. Like I said, he's just a talented guy. At times you can't block this guy because of how well he rushes the passer. Now, on this play, though, Levi Wallace fell down. This is where I said Levi started to kind of have his little rough patches in this game. He fell down on his guy, on the right sideline. The guy kind of ran by him after he fell down. But the safety was there, luckily, and the ball sailed because the quarterback was being safe, not trying to get a pick. 14 minutes, 22 seconds. CSU, the wide receiver Gallup, I think he's number 4, he got Levi Wallace turned around. He ran a nice route here. He got Levi turned toward the right sideline. They were like on the right side of the field here. Levi Wallace was trying to guard him. He got to turn this way. The wide receiver was running his slant that way. And and that was just enough for the quarterback to get that ball in there as he worked back inside to get that first down catch. But Levi Wallace made the tackle. 14 minutes, 11 seconds. Minkah Fitzpatrick on a star blitz. So he's on the star position here. Smacks the QB. Smacks Nick Stevens from the blind side. He didn't even see it coming. And also a defensive lineman, I don't know who it was able to tip the ball because Minkah Fitzpatrick got there just a second late as he got the hit on him, but the ball was still able to come out, but the defensive lineman tipped it. And that's it. And he was trying to attack Levi Wallace again. So apparently they saw something in their tall wide receivers, that matchup on Levi Wallace that they liked. And what I think it was that because Levi Wallace, he only runs a 4.6 40. He's not that fast. He only runs a 4.6 40. So I think what they were trying to do is send their guys down the field and catch the ball over him. But as they will see, that doesn't necessarily work. It could, but not necessarily. And they'll see that later on. But that is something, I think if Levi Wallace has a weakness is that he doesn't have that elite speed like the Marlon Humphreys of the world and the Anthony Averett and the Trevon Diggs, the faster guys on the team. But that's okay because he makes up for it with his technical play. But we'll see as they continue, actually, after this, to try to attack Levi Wallace. 14 minutes, 6 seconds. And 13 minutes, 47 seconds. Both of these plays. Two good runs. So Colorado State got two good runs in a row. As the Bama defense, they had Bama's defense flowing in the wrong direction on both of these plays. Got them going in another direction and cut back and got big yardage. I hate that. They got to play these gaps better. So I think the youth of the front seven, these young guys trying to play, these new guys stepping into their roles, I think it's starting to show and stuff like this. So yeah, 13 minutes, 20 seconds. Sean Dion Hamilton on a blitz gets nice penetration on his blitz as the rest of the line controls the line of scrimmage. So that was a good play there, just by the defensive line in general and Sean Dion Hamilton. 12 minutes, 45 seconds. Solid pass protection for Colorado State. But Ronnie Harrison picks it off. QB has to show, he has to throw that ball up the field. What he was thinking was, my receiver is tall, and he's on top of that Levi Wallace guy who coach told me to pick on, apparently. But Levi Wallace was playing the ball so well, he's so sound, he was on right behind the receiver, just trailing him like right on him. Could have tripped him if he wanted to, with how close his feet were. He saw the ball, he stuck his hand up, tipped it, because the quarterback should have thrown that ball up the field. If you really wanted to attack Levi Wallace, you should have just thrown that ball up the field, but he was being careful for the safety, trying to make his receiver get a jump ball instead, but not realizing Levi's not that short. He's actually taller than Avery. I think Levi's 6'1". Stuck his hand up, tipped the ball. Ronnie Harrison was able to pick it up. Don't pick on Levi Wallace. I guess that would be your best option. Is like, do I want to pick on a guy who runs a 4.3 40 over there with Anthony Avery? Do I want to pick on a guy who runs a 4.6 40? But it doesn't always work in your favor. 12 minutes, 36 seconds. Alabama's on the ball. Two tight ends, two wide receivers, pistol formation. We did a stretch right run for Damian Harris. But number 55, I saw him make a lot of plays. This Colorado State defender, quite a guy. Look for him maybe in the future to maybe get some looks for some guys, maybe an undrafted free agent. He's a nice guy. He sticks him. I was like, man, look at Damian taking that hit. 12 minutes, 8 seconds. Calvin really motions to the left side of the formation to make trips left. So at least the sixth time. I told you I saw it a lot. And he pulled run on a right for Damian Harris as he tries to cut back to the middle of the field for open lanes. It was an open lane right there in the middle of the field. He tried to cut back, but the linebacker gets just enough of one of his legs to limit his gain of 4 or 5 yards. Damian Harris's vision is good. He saw the middle of the field open and tried to take it. So then we go no huddle, do a quick snap. Bama has out routes and a deeper, not a post, but a corner route. So really, Jalen tries to throw it, but it was batted down. And what else happened? And Bama going fast on that play, that was intentionally going fast. They caused a substitution penalty. As Colorado State was trying to substitute, and they didn't get that guy off the field, so we got the first down. 11 minutes, 41 seconds. Not much, as Colorado State plays the line of scrimmage really well. But Damian Harris makes a guy miss in the backfield because they got penetration to get at least 2 yards. So good job. 11 minutes, 10 seconds. Design QB sweep right for about 4 yards. Then 10 minutes, 48 seconds. 4 wide receiver again. Do a swing pass left for Bo Scarborough. As I've noted at this point, Brian Dable really likes this play. I think he really likes to get Bo out in space, running full steam ahead because he can really take some guys on. Jalen Hurts, once again, though, does a great pass, throwing this swing pass, throwing it up the field, allowing his running back to run up the field. Great job. And Bo Scarborough's able to get the first. That play can be really effective. 9 minutes, 52 seconds. Trips right, once again. And this time it was a little swing pass to Calvin Ridley. But unfortunately, this is one of the few times I've seen it. Jalen Hurts threw a bad swing pass this time as Calvin Ridley had to kind of do a little spin around to put his hands on the ball. Because he had to do that, his concentration waned, he dropped the ball. Bad pass. Jalen got to get that together. 9 minutes, 46 seconds. Colorado State number 55, once again. He comes free on a blitz. Jalen Hurts, though, calmly hits Bo Scarborough, who was leaking out right behind that. Got a first down pass. Good job, Jalen. 9 minutes, 24 seconds. Nice pass protection as Jalen Hurts unloads to Robert Foster on the left sideline for the pylon. It was just too far. Just too far. Even as Robert Foster almost catches up to the pass, Jalen just had to put a little bit more touch on that ball. It had, I think he had the right amount of air, but just had too much velocity. So keep that same amount of air and then put a little bit more touch on it, and that was a touchdown. So that was a missed opportunity there. 8 minutes, 34 seconds. Colorado State tries to blitz, but it's picked up by Alabama. Big holes. Big holes open up on the left and right of Lester Cotton. Lester Cotton had his guy beat, and just like massive run lanes opened up for Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was like, well, I might as well take it. I mean, it was too big not to take because the hole was just so big. He could have waited, honestly, and have hit Henry Ruggs, on an out route to the left sideline because Henry Ruggs was breaking open as the defender wouldn't have been able to get to him in time. But either option was extremely reasonable. You're gonna get a first down either way, and Jalen got his. I think he went a little bit like more out of the way than he had to. Jalen did with the run, as he kind of ran right, made a guy miss, didn't get the first down. He probably could have just ran straight ahead and got it, but whatever. 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Look at the lower body strength of Damian Harris as he runs through these tackles. My oh my, like this guy's strong. 7 minutes, 27 seconds. Miller Forrestall makes a good catch on a play action kind of leak out pass to the tight end here for about 12 yards. Unfortunately, that's the play that he hurt his knee. He kind of like stuck it down wrong when he made a tackle, and it kind of strained on him. And he is out for the season now. I think he has a torn ACL. So we lost the tight end. So it's unfortunate. But he was the third guy. So Hinkis and Irv Smith play a little bit more than he does. 6 minutes, 58 seconds. Look at the hole. I'm just going to keep talking about these run lanes opened up. Hole created by Jonah Williams, Bradley Bozeman, and Lester Cotton. Bo Scarborough literally went untouched for 5 yards up the middle of the Colorado State defense. That's just how well blocked that play was. That's just how much push they got at the line of scrimmage. Nice. 73, Jonah Williams blocks his guy to the ground. Like, that's just how much push they got. And Bo Scarborough runs in for a touchdown. 6 minutes, 52 seconds. Here's Colorado State back on the ball. They do another screen pass. Another one. Like DJ Khaled. On first down. Nice use of misdirection, though, for a big game. They did a good job kind of like making Alabama think that the play was going somewhere else as the quarterback kind of moves right, but he looks back left and throws the screen. They get a really big gain out of it. So the discipline on this front seven, they have to get better because they're young at recognizing screens and filling their gaps and making sure stuff like this doesn't happen. Isaiah Buggs all the way down the field. This is why I noticed on his screen pass, Isaiah Buggs actually helped make the tackle here, even though he was on the defensive line. He ran out with 20 yards up the field to make this tackle. So good hustle. Good hustle, young man. 6 minutes, 15 seconds. Look at Josh Frazier's power rush inside. I mean, it just made me say, wow, because he started it and he pushed that center into the backfield. Josh Frazier pushed the center into the backfield. And I think that caused the QB to get a little jittery as he fires the ball too high. And they were still trying to pick on Levi Wallace. Just stop it. These wide receivers are tall, though. That's what I noticed. They are tall. 6 minutes, 10 seconds. Levi Wallace was actually beaten initially on this play. So like I said, he had a little rough patch here. As the wide receiver had 2 steps on him. He was beat. So there's something about trying to attack Levi Wallace with because he's slower. But you can't always get it open because he plays you so technically sound. But the guy got open this time. So he is slower. But Levi Wallace covered his ground back up pretty well. And he almost got the interception as he played the ball really well. That's what I like about Levi Wallace. He plays the ball. He got both hands up and almost intercepted the ball. But he realized he made a mistake because he let the guy get by him. The ball was underthrown a bit. I mean, the receiver probably could have caught it in still stride and ran it in if Levi hadn't got a hand on the ball. But Stevens threw that ball, first of all, too low, and it was just a little bit too inside. It was low enough for Levi Wallace to stick his hands out to get it. If he had threw it higher and more up the field and more toward the outside, nobody could have impacted that ball, and it was probably a touchdown. But so just not the greatest throw. It was good enough if Levi Wallace hadn't got a hand on it. It was good enough to be a touchdown, but not good enough to keep it away from the DB. And Levi Wallace took advantage of that and batted the ball. But Levi Wallace shouldn't have gotten beat on that play as he was 2 steps behind the receiver. Like I said, these receivers are talented. These guys are not scrubs. I really came away impressed with Nick Stevens and these Colorado State receivers, Michael Gallup, and Jackson. Impressive. And that running back, I'm going to talk about him a little bit later on. Like Dawkins, he's a nephew of Brian Dawkins. We'll talk about him. But yeah, anyway, Levi Wallace, good job to make up for it. 6:03, 6 minutes, 3 seconds left. Deron Payne took on a double team and beat both of them. He took on a double team and beat both of them to get pressure. And Isaiah Bud was working inside as well. That made the QB nervous, and he threw the ball way too high. Like after he threw the ball, I knew he was nervous because when he threw it, he watched for his legs as his lineman fell, and he kind of like stepped up a little bit to kind of protect himself, kind of like tensed up. So I can tell he's affected by the pressure coming at him from Payne and Bugs. That shows you what pressure can do to the quarterback. You don't have to get a sack to make play. And he slung this ball way too high because he was scared of getting his legs hit. And the ball goes right into Hootie Jones's waiting arms. Like Hootie Jones was like, "Oh, this ball's for me. Thank you. It's a present." And he returned his interception. I didn't know he was that fast. Hootie Jones can actually fly. I was like, look at Hootie go, because you don't see him too much. The guy can actually run. 5 minutes, 48 seconds. Joshua Jacobs got a carry. I think this may have been his only play. This is the only time I saw, at least on offense. And they got a sweep right. So Jacobs apparently is healthy enough to actually play. I don't know how healthy he is with that hamstring. He didn't look as explosive as he did last year, so I'm assuming he's still recovering a little bit. Where's the next play? Where's the next play? 5 minutes, 28 seconds. Damian Harris's leg strength, once again, is making an appearance. His leg strength is so good. He's just churning. He's churning in the pile as he got the touchdown. To watch him just keep on moving. His lower body strength is really good. I told you, he reminds me so much of Mark Ingram. 5 minutes, 10 seconds. Even though it was a screen pass, Josh Frazier's hand usage on the rush was just swift. That guy like he played karate. I always say like use karate when I'm talking about these defensive linemen using their hands. Because he just kind of and just ran right by the guy. Also watched Minkah Fitzpatrick get up. I mean, get up. This guy can jump. I didn't know he had this type of athleticism. To swat the ball down because they try to wide receiver screen those darn screen passes. And he batted the ball down here, incomplete. 5 minutes, 7 seconds. Sean Deion Hamilton causing the incompletion here by playing good coverage in pass defense. 5 minutes, 3 seconds. Bama slow here, adjusting to the running back motioning out for the screen. It was Mack Wilson's fault. He looked like he was a bit confused as he was moving out. He didn't know who was supposed to rotate, it looks like. Hootie Jones on a blitz almost gets the QB, but Nick Stevens here showing some of what I was talking about earlier, getting rid of the ball. But he was able to sling it out there to the running back. And this is that nephew of Brian Dawkins I was talking about, number 1. He was so explosive, this running back, that he ran around Matt Wilson, who was coming out there to get him, ran around him and ran past our DB. I think Levi Wallace is one of them too, to get the first down and more. Talented guy. Talented guy. They have some good skill position players at Colorado State. I'm not taking anything from them. Quick snap here if they wanted to get Alabama off guard at 4 minutes, 42 seconds to get 6 more yards on another run. 4 minutes, 23 seconds. Bama controls the line of scrimmage, so we're like, stop this. We're not going to allow you to do what you want to do. 3 minutes, 48 seconds on the left and the third. Minkah Fitzpatrick and Deshaun Hand get immediate pressure. They get immediate pressure here on the quarterback. Deshaun Hand manhandles the left guard on his way to the QB. I mean, he just moves him out of his way. And Minkah Fitzpatrick is a free blitzer. They get the pressure on him, and Nick Stevens tries to get rid of the ball, but Deron Payne bats the ball by putting his hand up. So Deron Payne, good job. And then let's see what happens. Oh yeah, and I think that was that 4th down, or did we get the ball back? I forgot what happened. But Bama now at 3 minutes 30 seconds do a QB draw here for a first down. So those blocks, once again, just stay open. Those holes are just a good job blocking by the offensive line. Just good job. 2 minutes 55 seconds. Another first down run for Bo Scarborough, as the hole on the left side is huge. Like I said, these guys were blowing holes through the Colorado State front 7. Best run blocking I've seen all year, actually, from Alabama. 2 minutes 33 seconds. We tried misdirection to 4. Who was 4? Oh, Jerry Jeudy. Try to misdirection to Jerry Jeudy. Then we handed it off to Bo Scarborough. But the defense wasn't fooled, and they actually got him pretty much close to the line of scrimmage. So it was one of the few times they did pretty well. 1 minute 58 seconds. Bo Scarborough motions out left to make 5 wide. Went 5 wide. I was okay, getting bold out here. Uh, and the holes just opened up. Just opened up because when you have 5 wide, the defenders have to spread themselves out to cover all these guys. That means it's the 5 offensive linemen of Alabama on the 4 rushers from Colorado State. Alabama State's offensive line is better than the Colorado State's defensive line, so pass protection is going to be really good. When that protection started, Jalen saw daylight. It's too easy not to take. There's no way you need to sit there when you can run like Jalen Hurts, who runs a 4.48 40. Just no need, and he takes off and gets an easy first down scramble. 1 minute 22 seconds. I like this play. Great protection for Jalen Hurts. Great protection as he fires a beauty, just a magnificent pass to Devontae Smith on a crossing route toward the right side. It's probably his best pass of the day in terms of using the right amount of touch and velocity and air. Go look at this play. Great touch. The ball was the right height, too, because it's a defender who was underneath and the defender trailing the receiver. And the appropriate amount of velocity. It was an excellent throw. Devontae Smith just had to reach up to catch it and go toward the sideline. Excellent, excellent throw. 55 seconds left. We just casually insert Tua Tagovailoa into the game here and Najee Harris. Just put him in, just put him, don't even mention it. And Hale Hingis. Oh, wait, what happened on that play? Oh, I think that play ended up being, it looked like he fumbled, but they called it incomplete, so we redid it. 44 seconds left. Toss left for Najee Harris. And that was the end of the third. So here's the fourth quarter. It's going to be much quicker. Not much that happened. Except for Colorado State scoring touchdowns, which I didn't like. Free blitzer from the left side of the defense as Tua Tagovailoa rolls right to hit Najee Harris on a leak out play action. That would have been a first down, but Tagovailoa placed the ball behind Harris. And honestly, that's a hard throw for a left-hander. Rollout passes for a left-hander is just hard. But Tagovailoa is supposedly more of the pocket passer, but I have seen him have issues with ball placement when he's rolling out. So I want to see him be able to stand in that pocket and hit a few more passes. I don't want them to call as many design rollouts. I mean, they obviously know him better, but still, I want to see what he can do when he's just standing there and he just feels comfortable. Good news, though, even though it's fourth down, Papanasis hits a 43-yard. So far, we got 46 yards from Papanasis and the 43-yarder. Good job. No misses. Now, after this, it's now time to watch Colorado State get 13 points in garbage time. Because at this point, the game was 41-10. The score ended up being 41-23. So now it's time to watch them get 13 points in garbage time. But they actually moved the ball well, so I'm not going to blame them. 14 minutes, 50 seconds. Nice tackle in the backfield by Tony Brown. Nice tackle in the backfield. 14 minutes, 22 seconds. Nice run blocking to open up a hole by pushing Jamie Mosley. So this is the first time I think kind of Jamie Mosley not played his gap as well. And they kind of pushed him wide. And Sean Dion Hamilton got blocked. So that was unfortunate. As Dawkins, that running back, shows that amazing burst. His acceleration is good. Just watch how fast he moves. He just, like speed. Just go watch him. Just see some of the plays he was in and go look at this player. You'll see what I mean by the burst. He could honestly be an NFL player. I mean, if he continues to develop, of course, and doesn't have any injuries. Takes the ball. First down, and he got a first down and more on that play. 14 minutes, 1 second left. I noticed Trayvon Diggs in the game, so we take Weaver Wallace out, put Trayvon Diggs in. We're trying to get some young guys some reps. 13 minutes, 32 seconds. The D-line for Alabama overplayed to the right. We overplayed, so we're not playing our gaps right. They struggling. They seem to have, what's the word? When you get lax, defense got lax or something, and they overplayed to the right. The running back just simply cut back to the left for the first down. I mean, what are you doing, kids? 13 minutes, 9 seconds. Trayvon Diggs whiffs a tackle. Just whiffs his tackle at the line of scrimmage. And because he missed it right at the line of scrimmage, the play was able to get 6 yards. I mean, the running back was bigger, but still. I mean, you can't be missing tackles like that. 12 minutes, 26 seconds. Keith Holcomb makes a play on the ball. This could have been picked. So far this year, he's had so many opportunities. He's almost intercepted the ball like 3 times already. Each game, one in the Florida State game, I think one in Fresno State, and one here. He just makes some plays on the ball. He seems to be in the right place. Smart guy. That's what I like about Keith Holcomb. Uh, and like I said, as he seems to do all the time now, he deflects the ball. Good job. But young players making mistakes. Christopher Allen gets his hands to the face of a guy, and that gives Colorado State a first down. So mistakes galore, leading to continued drives. 12 minutes, 22 seconds. Tony Brown's now at the start, playing really far off in the slot again. And what did I tell you last time? When he plays off, teams attack him with the slant and get first down yardage or close to it. And that's exactly what happened. Easy slant, first down. 11 minutes, 35 seconds. They just don't seem, I noticed they just don't seem to be playing the gaps well right now. These young guys got to step it up. The front seven can't be lax. 11 minutes, 7 seconds. QB sneak is just denied. I mean, they tried to do a QB sneak on the goal line here. It was just denied by Mack Wilson. I mean, dang. I've never seen a quarterback get stonewalled. Well, I've seen it happen in Pittsburgh and Baltimore games a few years back, but it was. I was like, man, look at that stop on the goal line. Rest of the line did not give up anything on the line of scrimmage as well. But unfortunately, Jamar King lined up offsides, so we had to repeat third down. So Alabama just repeatedly gave Colorado State chances to keep moving the ball. I mean, at this point they're at the goal line, so they just allowed them another chance to score. And then what happened? I think they got a penalty or something not too long after that. But on the repeat of the third down play at the 10 minutes 2 second mark, Keith Holcomb again in pass defense. I love this guy. He gets his hand in there and makes the ball incomplete. Can't fault Keith Holcomb. 9 minutes 56 seconds though. Colorado State was smart. They had got a penalty. This is where they got the penalty. They got the penalty, so they were pushed back by 5 yards, so 5 or 6 yards from the goal line. They called a QB draw. Amazing play call. It was a really good play call. I just have nothing but respect for this play call because the Bama D-line were all rushing up the field because they're expecting a pass. Nick Stevens doesn't run. That's the scouting report. I mean, you don't see him run that often. You don't expect him to. But they called the QB draw as the Bama D-line all rushed up the field, vacating a big gap in the middle of the defense. Easy touchdown. Can't get mad at that call. But then that was 4th down. So just mistakes and good calls by the opposing team. Now, 9 minutes 42 seconds. On this drive, I noticed Jedrick Wells is in the game. 9 minutes 10 seconds. A screen to Najee Harris was very ineffective. Just ineffective. Tua Tagovailoa is still in, by the way. And we went 3 and out. Horrible series with defenses tied. Had to put him back on the field. So the 8 minute 12 second mark, Colorado State does a top sweep left. Very effective for Colorado State. They got about 9 yards. And Xavier McKinney's in, so we're getting some backups in on defense. So some of this was the youth and not being disciplined and being lax. So it was unfortunate. But also, I noticed Johnny Dwight just impressed me as I saw him in this point. So at the 7 minutes, 53 seconds, just look at the push that Johnny Dwight, who's number 95, got on the center. It was scary. I see why he was pushing Josh Frazier for that backup nose tackle spot. Johnny Dwight, that guy can play. 7 minutes, 4 seconds. Johnny Dwight again terrorizing the interior of the offensive line and was in the QB's face. The QB still fires to Gallup, who was covered up by Diggs, who was in solid position. But it was actually a really good ball. It was a well-thrown ball. I forgot like the outcome of this play, but I don't think it was actually so. It may have been. I think. Oh, and was it complete? I'm not sure. I don't think it was. I think Diggs played that well and didn't really give up much. 6 minutes 59 seconds. Nice throw against the zone on the right sideline. Really good shit up the zone. Good job by the QB here. While facing pressure, he was pressured, but he still got a nice throw off. But Isaiah Buggs comes in with a late hit. So these penalties, it was a struggle. Just a late hit penalty. And the drive just helped. 6 minutes 40 seconds. So another example of them not controlling the gap the way I want them to. Talking about the Alabama defense. 6 minutes 9 seconds. Johnny Dwight shed that left guard. He shed the left guard with extreme ease to get a stop in the backfield. Johnny Dwight, call his name 3 or 4 times already. 4 minutes 55 seconds. They finally played the gaps well. Hallelujah. The QB couldn't scramble, and but Diggs didn't secure the tackle. Like, come on, Trayvon, stop it, kid. 4 minutes 13 seconds. Johnny Dwight's winning on number 77 again, who I believe is their left guard. He's power this time. So Johnny Dwight, man, 3 minutes 45 seconds. Gap discipline, good. They play with gap discipline here. 3 minutes 18 seconds. Sean Deion Hamilton, he comes in with a smack, just tackle, just hit him hard there. Good job. And also I see McMillan, Joshua McMillan, the linebacker, and Mickey Brown. They're in the game now, so we're rotating a lot of guys in. But 2 minutes 17 second mark, they do another screen for first down. 1 minute 57 seconds left. Very nicely thrown fade. They do a very nice fade route. Like I said, these tall receivers for Colorado State are good. I like this Colorado State offense. This time though, I like that Anthony Averett turned around, so they tried to pick on Averett again because he's short, and he got a hand in there. Nothing you can do though when your receiver's that tall and has that hand strength. They didn't call it a TD. It could have been called because I did see a little bit of bobble on the way down. That's probably why they didn't call it. But it looked like it could have been a catch. But nonetheless, they didn't call it a touchdown. So on the next play, they go after Diggs. Diggs in the game, not Wallace. Diggs is in the game with the 6'5" guy, Jackson. And it was another fade route. It was not as well thrown, but it was good enough as Trayvon Diggs did not turn his head around and get a hand in there. I mean, he just kind of tried to play the receiver and tried to run up to him, and easy touchdown. 1 minute 45 seconds left after we got the ball back. It's 41-23. Nick Saban's like, forget it. I'm not going 3 and out again and letting them score again. Jalen Hurts and starters get back in the game, run the clock out, got some good blocks, and they end the game. That is my analysis of the Colorado State Alabama game. I did not expect this video to be an hour long, but it was all good stuff. I had fun doing it. I'll see you for the next one. I'm excited for this Vanderbilt game. I may be able to squeeze in another video this week. We'll see. No guarantees. I did watch some Dallas games, a few NFL games. So I think I may want to do some analysis of that too, but no guarantees. Let me know what you thought about this game. Let me know some of the things you were impressed with, or maybe that you were upset about, concerned about, whatever, and we can dialogue in it. Let me know what you expect to see from the Vandy game. Are you really excited about this Vanderbilt defense like I am? Leave it all in the comment section. See you on the next video.